Prepare yourself for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more on this episode of Pimp My Setup, hosted by Matt Philly. Sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
You see my glasses? They're fogged. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pimp My Setup episode number 142, recorded live on October 2nd, 2016. It is the Halloween edition, hence the intro and the whole Elmo thing. Yeah, this is interesting to say the least. I'm sure my hair doesn't look. Is it better?
Popped up in the back.
Okay, I think we're good now, right? Tom doesn't look too sure of that. Anyways, guys, if you want to submit your setup, go to pimpmysetup.com/queue. Tom's going through the queue every single day now, so you'll probably get a reply within 24 hours. And along with that, we're booked up until episode 202. If you get booked for 202 or even further on, that doesn't mean you're going to be on that episode specifically. You'll most likely be pushed up and on a more recent episode. So don't worry about that. People in the chat seem to be thinking that this is just very cringe, and I totally agree. But let's get into the setups. We have 12 to go through, so let's not waste any time. First setup of the day, submitted by Eric. Eric is 24 years old. He's a college student studying cybersecurity. He uses this setup for gaming and for school. So, yeah, take a look at this. I mean, my initial thoughts, did I think he was 24? Not exactly, but at the same time, the more I look at it, it doesn't look like, you know, it doesn't really have like an age to it. And with this, cable's an issue. That's one thing I didn't really like about it. But as far as it's really hard to zoom with this, one glove's coming off just to make my life a little bit easier. At the end of the day, when I look at it, it's not awful in terms of positioning. This IKEA desk, it's very common. We see tons of people using it, and it's got its dual cup holder action going on, and he does a pretty good job. He's got the monitor in a good spot, but that right speaker, what the hell, dude? Why do you? It's right where the scissors are, right behind that. What? Who? God, no! I don't understand. I'm gonna like that. Yeah, that's probably Tom doing the voice. Honestly, I don't understand who thinks that's a good idea. You have room next to it, next to that candle. Put it there. That makes life so much easier. And don't tell me the sound is perfect. It's going through a freaking little thing, a cup of scissors and stuff. Everything else, I mean, the PC's off on like this side thing, so that's not, the end of the world, because I know you have your what's the name of those things, UPS or whatever, sitting on the actual shelf. So, and I'm sure the case is too big, but maybe try the left shelf. If not, I think that would help. Also, the big Jurassic Park poster, that's kind of like weird to put right there because it's completely blocked. So, not a big fan of that either. And again, there's not really like a theme to it. Yeah, there's a few personal things which I think are nice. He said that big animal at the top, the stuffed animal, is like from his girlfriend. I was like, that's cool. Like, what am I gonna say? Like, no, you loser, get that shit off. Like, no, it's cool, and I like what you're going for, but there's no like legit theme. And the problem with that is you're half at a window, half at a wall. Not really a lot you can do. So I definitely think you need to rethink, maybe move the entertainment center, maybe get a piece that attaches to the desk for the computer that doesn't look so awkward, and maybe even just try, like I said, that little shelf on the bottom left of the desk. So again, there's no wow factor for me, but Tom, you think there's wow factor? No, see? Damn. And Tom's a dick, and he just laid it out for you. What? You good? All right, let's go to the next setup. This one, a lot more to talk about. Bob, he's 35, and he works from home. His job is in the field of intellectual properties. He's a huge fan of Star Wars Lego, as you can see, and this is mainly for productivity, but sometimes he'll game on his Xbox. So again, keep that in mind. He's using this for work every day. this is where he sits. This is where he gets work done. Hence the whole productivity thing. So we see two angles, this angle, and then the other angle is just like, from the other side. He's got an entertainment center in the backside and whatnot. But first thing I look at is like, it is really, really nice. Bobby, this is really nice, honestly. I love the Legos, and I love the artwork that goes up there with it. I love the floating shelf for the Xbox games. That's something I saw on like Pinterest. I was like, damn, I'm gonna pin that and do that later. Never did it. But I like that because you have the control up there. It's unique and really badass. So I like that. Everything as far as the wolves go, I like. Now, at the first photo, I was like, bro, why are you not up against the wall? And then I saw the next photo and I'm like, oh, that's like the whole way for the size of like, I don't know, an Oompa Loompa to fit through. I doubt I could fit through that. Right, Tom? Doesn't it look like really small?
It might just be the angle.
Yeah.
I could definitely see how you're seeing it.
Yeah. But then, I get it now. It's kind of weird to have a corner desk / really a corner desk to be there. You know what I mean? Like out in the open, but I don't hate it. You actually were able to manage the cables coming out of the back and everything. So I don't think it's the end of the world. I do think some people will think that, they'll think otherwise. So yeah. And then, there are like a few cables down at the bottom, but that's all plugging in and stuff. You can mount it to the desk. That's something I would do, but otherwise I took a few points off. And then, yeah, this is really more of a L desk. It's not really a corner desk. So I thought it was interesting how you were able to utilize that. I hate keyboard trays, but without the keyboard tray, you would not be sitting perfectly. You'd be up in like a sharp ass corner. So definitely weird there. You don't have a lot of room because you got the big phone and it does seem cramped. And I think that all comes down to the desk and sort of the placement. If you had up against a wall and maybe a bigger corner desk, that would be ideal. But the other thing is, I see you got your vertical monitor, which is cool because obviously that's for work and whatnot. But damn, fill the wallpaper up. Like, doesn't that like piss you off, Tom?
Yeah, and especially because the ones to the left or right are not even like full size either. They're just like a.
Yeah, you would think that maybe the vertical, he's like, oh, I don't have time to find the monitor, a wallpaper for the monitor. But the other two, it's like, come on, dude, just fill it up. So yeah, that's something I would, I would make fun of. But everything else though is it's personal, but it's also work. So I like that you're able to pack in a lot in that small area. So that is a pro for you, but it's also a con because you're stuck in a small area. There's not a lot of room for you to, just kind of chill. So at the end of the day, works nicely and interesting. Definitely an interesting setup. So yeah, nice. Leave your comments and feedback and such down below, whether you're watching live or later on. So let's go to the next setup. Submitted by Zach, who is 17. 38. Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. And let's see. Take a look at this. He uses this setup for homework and YouTube, sometimes gaming. It's a laptop-based setup, and he's mainly, like in his normal day-to-day life, he's a swimmer and a singer. So, wow, ladies, get him. Go get him. But yeah, this setup I thought was really interesting, especially that first photo. It's like, is that a bass on the guitar? Because at first glance, it's like I didn't even see that. Is that 4 strings, 6 strings? It looks like 4 strings, right? 4 strings. That's a boss, man. But yeah, like at first glance with the way my screen was, I couldn't even see it. But the rest of it I thought was weird. Like on the walls, you have like bright ass white basket, sort of like those plastic storage bins that look like they were just mounted. That's weird, especially because everything else seems to be pretty black in your setup, so I didn't like that. I would probably spray paint them or something like that. And then I think the actual desk itself should be black. And I know I'm like black, but it looks like his whole setup is oh my god, I just had like a full-on stutter. I haven't stuttered like that in forever. He has wow, my brain hurts all of a sudden. He has a full-on black setup, but then you got this old nasty ass colored desk. Not a big fan of that kind of stuff, but again, not the end of the world. Taking a look at this photo though, this kind of will tell us more about the setup itself, and I personally think it's really good. It's really, really nice. You're sitting there, everything looks usable. I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, darn, how you game without a primary display? How y'all do that?" But he says sometimes gaming. So if he's doing productivity and things like that, he doesn't need a primary display if he doesn't choose. Not the end of the world. I like it though.
I don't know.
Hopefully everything's going good. The computer's freaking out. But everything seems pretty nice. You know, a few things I would move and clear up. But I think it mainly comes down to the furniture and the theme. The theme is a bit meh. You know what I mean? So I do like it, but I do think a little bit more can be done to take it to the next level. Maybe an LED strip behind that base. Otherwise, the base is just kind of like, it's just gone. I don't see it.
You really can't see it. You have to like take a second look.
That's what I'm saying. Like at first glance, I was like, hell, oh my God, it's a base. Look at that. Yeah. All right. Got it. I think I'm getting a disease from the, oh my God, this is bad. Okay. All right. Let's get to the next setup. Submitted by Caben or Caben, probably Caben. I never heard the name before. And even Google says it's not a real name. So, all right. He's 14 and he likes a clean setup. That's what he wrote. But, I mean, I guess if we break it down, like, you know, look closely, it's not dirty, like gross dirty. It's just cluttered. You know what I'm saying? Tom,
not dirty.
Yeah, I don't know, Tom. I love that. I say it and Tom's like, look at that though. Yeah, it just kind of looks cluttered. You know what I mean? So I think what's the main thing here for him to Caben to take away from this is clean it up a bit. I mean, damn, dude, you're 14, so this looks like a 14-year-old setup. You know, we looked at, I think it was last episode or the setup before, and not necessarily a, you know, something I really liked from these younger kids. You know, they were very, I guess you could say like mature. It was just cringy. I don't know. But this kid's got the rip-off throwboy pillow with the, you know, the laughing emoji. That's when you know he's 14. I like it. He's got a 4x3 monitor. Nothing wrong with that. He utilizes it. His speakers are in a good spot. He's got a, you know, a microphone. All that stuff seems pretty good. So kudos for making use of what you have. So many people have better things than you and they don't know what they're doing. So I like to see people actually use it. Obviously, as you get older, you get better things and that's cool. But you still were able to deck it out with accessories and stuff. Looks like you're under your bed and you're making use of what you have. So I would just clean it up a little bit. And it really comes down to wire management. It's hard. Trust me, I get it. But you can run it along the bottom of the board. And then if you need to bring it down, you can bring it down on those cross legs. So that's always an option. But looks like you put cables together and you gave it a shot. So I do give you props for that. I know some people are just gonna be like, nah, dog, that's just bad. And then, yes, someone said that, is he using shoes for cable management? Yeah, he does kind of try to cover up a little bit, but not really, but kind of, but really kind of, not really kind of. Yeah, definitely try not to do that. And yeah, not bad at all. So props to you for being 14 and making use of what you have, but, you know, clean it up, take it to the next level. So let's go to the next setup. Next setup of the day, submitted by Matthew. 21 years old, and he loves to play Counter-Strike. So this guy's got my name, and he's a year older than me. 0. No. So take a look. Really, though, at first glance, I don't know if Tom thinks the same thing, but it's like, where them cables at? Like,
I know, it's
like,
pretty good.
It's like
you can see the cables in the back.
Yeah.
But other than that,
yeah, damn. Yeah, so I think this just goes to show what cable management can do. Imagine he had a power strip laying down on the side. He had cables spewing out all over the place. It would have just been nauseating. But this looks pretty good. He's got an MLG kind of setup, you know what I'm saying? But the behind the monitor, I know it's probably hard for you to do that, but you're tie them a little bit tighter and bring it down the back of the monitor arm. At least then it's not spewing to the side and it's going behind that centerpiece, which would look a lot better. In terms of everything else though, I mean, your speakers are like the smallest thing I've ever seen. It's like, what are these speakers for ants? Like, I don't know. They look too small. I don't know what kind of sound they put out. Like, it's probably like, and it's like, oh, let me turn it up.
that is turned up.
Yeah, it's like, can you turn it a little louder? No, dude, that is how loud it goes. So yeah, a little cringy, but like, I don't know. I really don't think that's justified. Who goes to the store and it's probably one of those Japanese like things where it's like the world's smallest speakers.
Looks like it's from HP.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess maybe with like when you buy the.
Yeah, it looks like
It's like the prepackaged one. That's just funny. It's like the world's smallest speaker, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And Matt was like, "Dude, let me get him." Really though, he's got 2 candles, so he knows what's up. that smells fresh. You know, when one's not doing the job, he's like, I got 2. So probably smells good. I like the mic arm and everything. Everything looks really usable. I mean, I would like the only thing this lacks in, I know I'm saying this a lot this episode, it needs some personality. Yeah, I get it. You graduated from high school. Cool. I did too. But did you see what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, I thought you were going to zoom in. I thought it was good.
I don't want to close up because then people are like, oh, I went to that high school?
Well, now you just gave them the idea. And then I would just, maybe fill up the other shelf with a little something. But overall, it is really nice. It just, the walls are like the perfect blank spot for you to just make yours. Your MLG, bro, where's your MLG banner thingamajig? So, yeah, I would just like to see a little bit more with that. And yeah, good job, though. I like it. Now, next setup is submitted by Tom, who is 17. He's looking for ideas. I like this. A lot of people seem to be doing this now. They put the freaking sound bar attached to the underside of the desk. Very interesting. Damn, those things are fingerprinty. Like, that looks disgusting. It looks like you just rubbed your tongue all over it and was like, this is my sound bar. But obviously I don't think you would do that, but it just, that's how it looks. So make sure you keep up with the cleaning of that, especially if it's rubbing against, if you don't wear a shirt and you're rubbing that up against your stomach, that's a little nasty. I don't know. Some people do that. Now the other thing with this setup, speakers, again, right speaker. What are you doing? Are you talking to the back of the computer? Like, hey, sexy, what's up? Like, that's not how it should be. If anything, you should move the lava lamp to the corner or whatever. Just slide that stuff over and put your speaker back closer to the monitor itself. And actually, someone made a good point. Isn't that funny? It went from Matt to Tom. That's creepy. 0 for this guy as well. Yeah, I definitely think, though, that would make a big difference. You can't even tell me that is, like, good. If he writes back, he's like, nah, Matt, the sound is really good. I'm like, get the hell out of here.
That stuff is PC, and
yeah.
the PC vents push off more.
I should have known. And it actually creates better airflow for his computer by doing that. Anyways, I do think, though, it is a really nice setup, but we don't have a bigger picture that shows us further back and really explains the whole scenario. So because of that, it makes it a little bit harder to see what the overall theme is. I see you have black and white, hint of color, you have the poster and some shelving, and then you have that piece under the desk that's holding the Xbox that is a different color. Again, not the end of the world, but if you want to take it to the next level, that is something I would fix. But PC looks cool. Everything looks really, really nice. So, cool. And people said, why does he have a soundbar and speakers? Maybe he plays both at the same time. And it's just like double the sound. So, like, his nipples will be like, oh my God, I love this song. Anyways, all right, let's go to the next setup submitted by Brian. Now, quick question. Tom, how old do you think Brian is?
18.
No, he's 13.
I was thinking older because I don't think, why did you ask me the question?
Okay. That was pointless. Yeah, Brian's 13. He wants tips, and his YouTube channel is Gem Potatoes with 2 Z's. Yeah. So, I don't even know what to say. Like, first glance, I'm like, damn, this kid knows what's going on. He's a good man. Really, though, I like it. I like what he's going for. Triple monitors, and then he's got that one above, so he's making that quad. I don't know if it, like, doesn't even work because it's not on. And it's more like, I have one there. I use it when I had to, but I ain't going to use it. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but who knows? He's got a Yeti, though, so, he's just kind of... I mean, this dude's 13. You see the other kid who was 14? He's got one 4x3. This kid's like, I got too many monitors. I can't use that one. So I think that's, harsh. Way to hurt the other guy's feelings. But yeah, that case is pretty cool. It's a case my brother uses, actually. But I think the main thing, like, this desk works great, but what's with the side desk and, like, the desk on the left? Like, weird. Did you just, like, rob a school and you're like, give me every goddamn desk you have? That's kind of what it looks like. So... yeah, I like the pop vinyls and stuff. I know some people don't like when the pop vinyls are there in front of the monitors, but in this scenario, it's not like it's covering anything, so it's not the end of the world. I like it, and I like that he's even got an Overwatch one, which is cool. And like the little Rubik's Cubes, that's just a little bit to add to like what he's doing, what he likes, And I like how the PS4 is mounted. I like the cable management for the most part. Coming out of the microphone isn't the easiest thing to cable manage, but if you really, really wanted to, you could wrap it up so it's a little bit tighter. But, you're working with what you got. I like it. I think it's overall really nice. But another setup where we're not seeing far back. We don't know. From what I see, I would assume that you don't have a theme other than what's on the desk itself. So I would like to see, just a little bit of, and his wallpapers and everything has got red. I think the right display, the coloring is really bad because it's the same damn image across every screen. And that one looks like orangish. So I would definitely get that fixed, but you have red all over your screen and then you have green everywhere else. So I would Christmas. I would just kind of figure that out, but, not bad at all. Cool. Alrighty, next of the day, submitted by Jarrett. Jarrett is 16. He likes to play video games, does football and track, enjoys working on his truck, as well as taking things apart to make new things out of it. Yeah. Okay. I think I didn't rip a hole in the Elmo costume. I think I ripped a hole in my pants. I feel a hole. I'm like feeling around my crotch area, so don't want to make anyone alarmed. But before when I was getting ready for the show, I think I spread too wide. Okay. Anyways, so taking a look at this, and Jarrett's probably like, "What the hell, dude? Talk about my setup." This setup I think is cool for a lot of reasons, but at the same time, it's really lacking in certain departments. So first things first. Look at that monitor setup. That is sexual on so many levels. I love it. I love the angle because you have a great total viewing angle of every single monitor. I like the usability of everything. I like what you're going for. Oh geez, like okay, computer's going crazy. But yeah, so even with the Blue Yeti there, like obviously I know you don't keep it there all the time. Looks nice, good, working. Tablet, everything seems to be pretty cool. Yeah, you have like batteries there handy, which is always good if you have wireless controllers and stuff. So that's cool. What's this on the left side? Headphones, laptop, all this stuff's cool. Yeah. The only thing I would say, oh, and by the way, the PC looks very, very nice, sir. I like that. What was I going for here? I had like a whole idea. Oh, the desk is awesome, but what? Why didn't you finish it? What the? Bro, a little bit of stain, a little bit of shine, a little bit of love. I would have loved to see that, but we don't see that. So I would like to see that. You know what I'm saying? People are saying, what is his age that maybe weren't listening? He's 16. So again, love the desk. Love it, love it, love it. I think it works perfectly for your setup. Great job, but you need to finish it. It's crying for some love. And I know you're probably like, but Matt, I already set everything up. But then I looked at your cable management in the next photo and I saw AIDS. Okay, they're managed, but it looks like Spider-Man was like, yeah, that's just not falling. Great effort, but let's say you have to unplug something. What are you going to do? He's like, yeah, I don't know. He was like doing some crazy ass stuff. Honestly, I think like he was probably thinking about how he's going to get a cable out. And he's like, no, not changing a cable ever. I would hate that. It's like, man, I need an HDMI cable in 1 minute. Otherwise, I'm going to die. And he's like, oh, God, oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. That's just something I would think about. You don't need to you could get like a Signum. You could get a Raceway. You can get a lot of different things. That looks like a lot of work. Yeah. So imagine like he has to unplug one cable, or even imagine finishing his desk. That's why he's never going to do it. He got excited and then he realized, damn it, I messed up. But anyways, let's go to the next setup of the day. You might remember this. This is Nate's setup. He's 20 years old. He works at Best Buy. He uses his setup for graphic design, simulation games, web surfing, and video editing. And he also says my channel is his favorite. Thank you for that, Nate. I appreciate that. Taking a look at this, though, you may remember it from episode number 75. Well, there it is now. What? Go back to that other photo. What? No, go to the other photo. What? Now go back to the other. No, get out of here, Tom. Yeah, look at that photo. Now go to the next photo. What? Okay, we're not gonna do that all day. Yeah, I mean, he changed a lot. Now, if you go real quick on like a serious note, go back to the original photo. When I look at this, I think, I remember telling him the mismatching furniture is killing him. The desk isn't even a real desk. There were a lot of different pieces that kind of killed his score. But that's the thing. Look at it now. It works. It makes sense. It's good. It's great. I love it. Like, really. He took it from a great setup with just mismatching furniture and stuff. And why is my thing not? Come on. I can't. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. Okay. A setup that just didn't have the right furniture and stuff. He saved up, got the right furniture, and now it just makes so much more sense. So I don't know if you guys agree with me. I think this setup is better. Now, granted, there were things about the original setup that were nice. But looking at this, I think it's just everything now makes sense. So they are very different. But again, I think this one makes more sense. Tom, would you agree?
It looks way better.
Good.
The only thing I don't like is how big the desks are, but they're combined together technically, where it kind of works, but the desks look really huge, which is like something I don't really like.
Well, he needs all that space.
Yeah, but he's using like half of it. Like there's a lot of empty space on his.
That's good though.
I
get what you're saying. Like he should utilize the corner more.
Yeah, because it looks way too empty back there.
Yeah, that normally the corner has to be like utilized to a more bigger extent, I guess you could say. Yeah, like a PC or something. Yeah, I agree with that. I do like the side table. I think the side table is very cool. You see in the next photo like a close up look at it and like what it's for. I don't know, but if you remember, this is the guy that was into like tracking weather and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe he's tracking Hurricane Matthew. Sorry about that, by the way, if I destroy your house. That was probably like really messed up because if people actually die from that, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's really cool. But at the original first photo, not the old one, but like the first photo that we're on right now, the artwork above, kind of weird. Unless you painted that, I think that's like really cringy. I think like that should be gone and maybe like something really cool in the middle, and you can still keep the Minecraft ones. I think that's cool. But that middle small canvas just seems a little underwhelming. And if anything, those posters are too big. I would just get maybe like one big ass wide poster to go. And that would look really cool because you're into the whole weather thing. If you're still into that, then I would recommend just like a huge ass thing of like, weather radar map or something really cool. Or even if it was like, I don't know, maybe a TV that had live radar. I don't know, but I just feel like that's one of the things I would fix. Everything else looks pretty damn good underneath and such, and it's very nice. So great improvement, Nate. Congratulations on not having mismatching furniture now. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next setup. Next setup of the day, submitted by Clayton, who's 15. And he loves London and GTA 5, cats, and even dogs. This is just an all-around happy, fun guy. He's just, hey, my name's Clayton. I love London and GTA 5, and also cats and dogs. So, that's great. I like that. But really, though, taking a look at this. Second photo, wire management, it's not bad, but it's not great. We see a few cables here and there, but he's got like a blue lounge box that spew out cables on left and right. He's got his PC cables, which are for the most part managed, but not awful. Definitely not awful. So I give you props there. Now the setup itself, that wall, I get it, man. You love London. You're so happy about it, but I don't like that. I don't. That's personal. I know you probably love it. That's why you did it. But damn, that's like overwhelming. What do you think, Tom?
I think it's different, and I think it's cool.
Okay, kill yourself.
It just looks weird with like the furniture. It's like I don't know. It just looks like
it's too much to really.
Like if it was empty and on its own, like I think it'd look way cooler.
Yeah. Well, how weird is it though that he has a canvas up over that?
Yeah, that's weird. That's where
that's where the line's drawn. But really though, I think one thing people always tell me is like, Matt, I don't like LEDs because when I'm sitting and trying to work on my computer, they're too distracting. And
lights.
Yeah, it's like, wow, lights, wow, that one's it's red, it's green, oh my god. But I think if I was sitting in front of this setup, I'd be like, God damn, the bus, I keep thinking it's going to hit me. Holy shit. Like, I don't know. It just seems like way too much around what you're trying to focus on. So definitely a little weird to me. But in terms of the setup, I don't understand why the mouse and keyboard are like so pushed forward. Maybe it was just for the photo, but everything else is super clean. You got your microphone, speakers, everything looks good in that regard. You got wire mold. TV looks a little high unless you have a bed in the far back. But yeah, so it's like it's not bad. It's just like a little bit of cleaning, and personally, it's just very overwhelming. So yeah, you have any thoughts from? Good. Okay. All right. Next up.
No, I'm saying it's just annoying not to have them. Like, I don't feel like pulling the microphone over.
Well, okay. All right. I'm not going to ask you anything for us.
If we do a co-host episode, then it'd be way easier.
Okay, fine. We're going to get Tom a costume, and he's going to have his mic on. So, anyways. All right. Next setup. Submitted by Lewis. Lewis is 14 years old. He loves gaming and likes to edit. His uncle happens to be, okay, get this, the animator supervisor for Star Wars, Transformers, etc. Now, I don't know if that's like Force Awakens or if it was like older ones, but he says he does like a lot of different movies like Transformers. Tom, zoom into that Transformers poster because that one is signed by the whole animation crew. Oh my God, that is so cool, dude. That is really, 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 really cool. That one too. Yeah. Dude, that is friggin' awesome. Very cool. Congratulations on having a cool uncle. Really though, get me a poster. No, I'm just kidding. Because you're going to hate me after I say this. First off, can we just talk about how he's 14, okay?
Yeah, I literally thought he was older when I was talking to him.
Dude, 14, he's got an Inspire 1. He has weapons. He's got an MSI laptop. He's got triple display. He's got that Canon camera in the back. This kid has money spewing out of his asshole at the age of 14. I never thought I would talk about something spewing out of a 14-year-old asshole, but damn, I am actually kind of jealous right now. I'm not going to lie. I honestly feel like I want to punch you in the throat, but since you're not here, I can't, and I just have to actually critique your setup. So let me rip you apart in a nice way. Kind of. Okay, bottom of that picture. Yeah, right there. Damn it, his camera management's pretty good. I mean, okay. Back to the first photo. Damn it. What do I say here? No, I'm kidding. The laptop. What are you doing with that? That's barely on the desk. How are you going to use that? How are you going to use it? Huh? No. I don't want to hear it. No, really though. I think that the usability there is crap because it's not really like easy to use. But for on the go, that's a great case. As you zoomed in, I'm like, that's what I was actually going to say because I actually spent some time looking at these setups. But yeah, the laptop, obviously, if it's on the go, it's good. There it is, though, not the best. Also, the one thing I was going to say, the PC in the spot it is, I would kind of rotate it to the side so it's not right where your feet are. But I know some people have like a fetish where they rub their feet all over the computer. I don't know if you're like that. But anyways, the other thing is the cables behind the monitors is where we're kind of seeing a little bit of a and you hear that bird right now? Do you have the shotgun handy? Damn it. But yeah, I think everything else is really cool. I like what you're going for. I like that everything's personal because it's your signed posters. It's not like, to Greg and your name's not Greg. I mean, you could buy those on eBay if you want them. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Yeah, someone said he's probably just trying to show off his laptop. I agree. But I like what you're going for. I think it's really epic and unique. And dude, if like this was all purchased by your parents and stuff, or maybe your uncle, because apparently he's like really cool, go up to them and just give them a big hug and a big kiss. But I love you guys because I am cooler than Matt Philly now. Really though, goddamn, an Inspire 1. That alone makes me want to like really, if you were here, I'd probably slap you in the throat. And that would hurt. Yeah. Anyways, really though, dude, dope. And someone said, get rid of the plants. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Now though, Okay. Let's go to the final setup of the day. Setup of the day. Submitted by Ian, who's 15. He likes to play video games, and he's trying to start streaming. Twitch.tv/FluffyBePlaying. And Tom doesn't get that. Okay. Literally, look at that photo and look at that bowling ball. What do you think of that bowling ball, Tom?
I think he used it as a footrest, so it's cool.
You read the email. Get out of here.
No, I didn't.
Okay, yeah.
There's no way. Like, why else would it be there?
Really, though, he uses that, okay, as his footrest. I don't know if he also has a thing where he, like, sticks his big toe into the finger hole. He's like, oh.
I don't know if it fits in there, but...
He's fucking hard. I got it stuck. Damn. But, yeah, I thought that was interesting. I could see how that's actually nice. Oh, is that a Carolina Panther? Yeah. I gotta go, guys. Thanks. Really, Cam Newton's a loser. Anyways, he's great, but he's a loser. Right, Tom?
He's on my fantasy team, so no.
Okay. Well, anyways, now that we're looking, go back to the... Did I say move back to it? But yeah, I think that, like, I could see how that's nice, but also weird. And if you accidentally push it too quick to the right side, it goes into the computer. Like, damn it!
Yeah, don't you slip and just, like, accidentally hit it?
Yeah, really, though, I think that the computer looks insanely cool. Like, really, really nice. Clean. Awesome. Cable management is gorgeous. Now that is goals right there. Really, 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 really like that. So good job with that. But now let's focus on the main photo. This setup, insanely good. Insanely good. A few things here and there, like why put the fake plant so close to the edge. Like yeah, really though, like one little hit and that thing's going right over. But look at the speakers. They're not blocked. They're perfect in positioning. Look at even everything down from the webcam and things like that. One thing I took a point off for usability, I think, was the microphone. Obviously, I know you don't leave it there. And you're like, hey, microphone. And he's like, even goes like, hey, to make sure it directs right to the mic. I would like to see the pull over and the pull to the front. That looks kind of like, I don't even know how it's mounted because I don't see the arm. So unless the arm is mounted to the back of where the monitors are, I think it looks really hard to use. So maybe an explanation would be great. And someone just made a great joke. This guy, Lil Polar, he's like, the plant's like, I'm on the edge. Glory.
I'm in the edge, if glory.
Oh, so you don't know the lyrics, but I do because I'm a Lady Gaga fan. Not really. Everything else, though, like the lamp, all that stuff seems very nice. You got storage. You have a great computer. I mean, really, it's great. Now, my thoughts, I'm not a huge fan of like above the setup, but I can't complain because this is you. This is all you. But damn, even though I'm not a Panthers fan, I'd like to see you go through with the Panther stuff. You know, the above, you can make it insane. You get a signed garbage jersey, aka Cam Newton, put it right above. Bam! Frame that. Really, though, it doesn't have to be signed. They could just... all I'm saying is, you really pimp out the above instead of just having one lanyard, two hats, and a Vegas thing. Because I don't know what the Vegas relation is to the rest of your setup. I'd love to see a pimped out section above. But I gave it a great score. It is a great setup. And... yeah, really good. And someone actually said they love the double Alex drawers. See, people are being nice. When people are being nice, you know things are good. So, yeah. All right. Everybody, it's time for the scores. Man, because I need water, so I'll drink that in a second. But let's do the scores. Submitted by Eric. He gets a 62. Bob with a 78. Zach with a 76. Caben with a 74. Matthew with an 80. Tom with a 76, Brian with a 78, Jarrett with an 82, Nate with a 90, Clayton with a 76, Lewis with an 84, and Ian with a 92. Holy balls. First place goes to him. Congratulations. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I really do appreciate it. Means a lot, guys. I hope you have a great day. Stay tuned for the next episode on Thursday, live at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. My name's Matt Philly, and that's going to do it. I'll catch you on the flippity flopper.